Artists from across the Commonwealth moving onto UK's campus today. As WKYT's Samantha Valentino shows us, they are attending the Kentucky Governor's School for the Arts.
The Governor's School for the Arts is a residential arts program for some of Kentucky's brightest young creative minds.
Nick Kovault is the executive director of the Kentucky Governor's School for the Arts. He's spending his Saturday helping the class of 2023 move in for the 3-week session. Every day the students will be in classes or in studio under the guidance of expert faculty, learning about 9 different core art forms and how to use creativity to better society.
And we're also living and learning together as well. So we have a robust residential life component of the program. Students actually live in a dorm here on UK's campus for the first time, get that college experience.
The program provides college scholarship opportunities for the students as well, and the entire program is offered tuition-free, making it the largest tuition-free arts program of its kind in the entire country.
It is such a vital and important part of the program that students don't have to pay a dime for this experience. And it also really allows us to truly bring together a community of young artists from across the state of Kentucky.
Kovault says a big part of the program is showing students that they're talented artists, and they are more than capable of pursuing a career in the arts in the future. Living proof of that lesson, Lexington's own Colton Ryan, the GSA alum, is living out his dream on Broadway, starring in New York, New York.
Colton is just one example of just what our young artists in Kentucky are capable of and how important it is to affirm and support our young artists.
In Lexington, Samantha Valentino, WKYT.
Applications for the 2024 GSA program go live this October. High school students can apply when they are sophomores or juniors. Well,